5 more older women and younger men romance movies you absolutely need to see, and number 1 won 3 Oscars. Subscribe to Cine Picks right now, or the woman who sees something in you that nobody else does is walking out the door tonight. Welcome back to Cine Picks. Let's count them down. Starting at number 5, Shirley Valentine is the film that started a quiet revolution for a generation of women who felt invisible. Pauline Collins plays Shirley, a middle-aged British housewife who has spent decades cooking chips for a husband who barely notices she's there until a holiday to Greece with a friend changes everything. On the sun-soaked island, she meets a charming, younger Greek man who looks at her like she's still the woman she used to be, before marriage and routine quietly buried her alive. It's funny, it's warm, and it's deeply moving in a way that sneaks up on you. Collins won a BAFTA for this role and was nominated for an Oscar. And the film became a beloved classic precisely because so many women recognized themselves in Shirley immediately. A hidden gem that deserves every single view it gets.
What do I find? You talking to the wall.
Number 4 is The Mother, a raw, unflinching British drama that takes the older woman, younger man dynamic further than almost any film dares to go. Anne Reid plays May, a recently widowed grandmother in her 60s who visits her adult children in London and slowly realizes that her life, her desires, her needs, her identity didn't die with her husband. She begins an affair with Darren, her daughter's younger boyfriend, played by a pre-Bond Daniel Craig, in one of his finest early performances. The film does not make any of this comfortable, and is not supposed to. It's a deeply honest portrait of a woman refusing to accept that she is done feeling alive. Anne Reid is extraordinary. Craig is magnetic. And the film says things about aging, desire, and invisibility that very few others have the courage to say.
It's like we've got a rebel on our hands.
At number 3, Bull Durham is the older woman, younger man, romance hiding inside a baseball movie, and it's one of the best of both. Susan Sarandon plays Annie, a passionate baseball fan who every season chooses one promising young player to mentor in every sense of the word. Kevin Costner plays Crash, a seasoned catcher who has his own ideas about how things should go, and Tim Robbins plays Nuke, the raw young pitcher Annie has her eye on this season. What starts as Annie's typical arrangement slowly becomes something more complicated and more real as the season progresses. Sarandon is luminous and completely in control in every scene. This is her movie from start to finish, and the film has a warmth and wit that makes it endlessly rewatchable. One of the great American romances.
That's hot.
Coming in at number 2, Unfaithful is one of the most beautifully shot, most emotionally complicated films about infidelity ever made. Diane Lane plays Connie, a happily married suburban woman who crosses paths with Paul, a younger, charming French book dealer, played by Olivier Martinez during a windstorm in New York City. She knows exactly what she's doing. She does it anyway. The film follows the affair with zero judgment and zero glamour, showing every complicated, intoxicating, guilty moment with total honesty, while Richard Gere plays her husband, slowly piecing together what's happening at home. Lane received an Oscar nomination for this role, and she deserves it. This is a performance of extraordinary nuance. Director Adrian Lyne handles the whole film with the same restrained, suffocating precision he brought to Fatal Attraction, and the result is genuinely unforgettable. And the number 1 pick, Moonstruck. Cher plays Loretta, a practical, no-nonsense Brooklyn widow in her late 30s, who gets reluctantly engaged to a pleasant but unexciting man and then meets his younger brother Ronnie, played by a 23-year-old Nicolas Cage at the absolute peak of his charisma. Ronnie is volatile, passionate, and hopelessly romantic in a way that Loretta has spent years training herself not to be. The film is funny, operatic, completely charming, and carries a genuine understanding of what it feels like to fall in love when you've already decided you're past all that. Cher won the Academy Award for Best Actress for this role. Olympia Dukakis won Best Supporting Actress. The film won Best Original Screenplay. 3 Oscars, because this is not just a great older woman, younger man romance. This is one of the greatest romantic comedies ever made.
Why do men chase women?
Nerves. I don't want to